everyone, welcome to Malibu Pacific Church's online service. We are so glad that you're tuning in. What you'll expect today is there will be a message that we hope is helpful to you from Pastor Andy. We'll sing some songs, and we're really glad that you're here.
Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. My name is Sayona, and I want to invite you, if you haven't already, to take a step in our church by giving financially to all that we're doing here and being a part of what's going on. You can do that on our website or on your phone, or you can send in a check. And all of that generosity goes towards many things that are happening here. One fun thing that's happening very soon is a young adult gathering called Malibu Nights. And we're gonna be out here on the patio with music and tacos and a cornhole tournament. So we're really excited to welcome the college students and young adults back on our church campus. And right now we're in a series called Life Hacks. And this is a 4-week sermon series really to help you with life. If you've heard that phrase before, life hacks, it's kind of a shortcut to make things easier. Like a paper clip, I was thinking maybe it holds papers together, right?
Yeah. Is that a life hack?
Maybe if you use a paper clip for something else.
Oh, I get it. I'm like, I don't see that going viral, Sayona, but
I know. I thought I had one there, but all right, you come up with a life hack for a paper clip. But besides that, we know Andy has a better sermon than that paper clip life hack for you, but just how we can do life well and efficient and live life to the full here. So I hope you enjoy that. And we're going to sing right now and hear some music together. So we hope you enjoy that and find this sermon helpful.
The atmosphere is changing now, for the Spirit of the Lord is here. The evidence is all around, for the Spirit of the Lord is here. The atmosphere is changing now, for the Spirit of the Lord is here. The evidence is all around, for the Spirit of the Lord is here. Overflow in this place. Fill our hearts with your love. Your love surrounds us. You're the reason we came to encounter your love. Your love surrounds us. The fall fresh on us. We need your presence. Your kingdom come, your will be done, here as in heaven. Spirit of God, fall fresh on us. We need your presence. Your kingdom come, your will be done, here as in miracle can happen now. For the Spirit of the Lord is here. The evidence is all around that the Spirit of the Lord is here.
Hey, Malibu Pacific Church, Andy here. Welcome to our online service. We're so glad you joined us here today. Love this place, love what's happening in Malibu, because Malibu is for Malibu, and Malibu is for every person and for every story. Everybody is welcome, and we want to encourage every single one of you to share the video with a friend. Share this link and let them know, hey, we're in this series called Life Hacks, and if we apply this one principle to our lives, that our life will be better. And so we're super excited about that. Want to make sure everybody joins a small group. Also, just to let you know, we are in the midst of launching our fall series with our small groups and community groups, and we just know that life is better connected, that circles are better than rows. So make sure you get to be a part of a group. The other thing is, if you're new to church though, or you've been away from church, you've been on spring break for about 20 years from church, you have a lot of questions about God, Starting Point is your next step. Starting Point is for you. So make sure you sign up for Starting Point. If you have questions about God, that is a safe, wonderful environment for you. And tonight, just to let you know, we have our 2030s meeting tonight at 6 o'clock here on campus. So if you're a 20, 30-year-old, come on down, 6 o'clock. We're going to have food trucks down here, lots of games, and going to have great fun. And a great way for all of you just to start connecting, spending some time with some people that you don't know and connecting, because we know a lot of you are new to Malibu. So come on down and just hang out and have a good time tonight at 6 o'clock. Like I said, we're in the series called Life Hacks, and maybe some of you are not sure about what a life hack is, and here is the definition of a life hack. A life hack is any trick, shortcut, skill, or novelty method that increases productivity in all walks of life. It helps us in our productivity. It helps us in our life. I saw one life hack on Instagram, and this teenage girl, she ripped apart a bunch of old sandals or flip-flops and tore the tops off and then glued them all together and put a huge stack of flip-flops, her old ones, together, and she raised herself up this high so that she can reach to the top shelf in her bedroom. So there you go. Gave you a life hack. Hopefully it was helpful. And to glue some flip-flops together and, you know, you'll get taller. Well, today's life hack, if we apply it to our lives and take action on it, it has the potential to change the rest of our lives. And I mean that literally. I want to take a few minutes and talk about time, because time equals life. And all of us are so worried about our time, and so I want you not to worry about your time for the next few minutes. So at home right now, or wherever you're watching or listening to this, I want you to trust me with your time. Would you be willing to take off your watch Just trust me. And so you don't look at it, or take out your phone and put it down and not look at it for the next 17, 18 minutes, or however long we're just going to spend some time together. Don't worry about time. You can trust me with your time, because your time equals life. When we say, hey, what time is it? What we're really saying is, what are you doing with your time? In other words, your time equals what you're doing and how you're spending your time. Time equals your life, actually, because wherever we spend our time, that is where we're doing life. And so when you ask somebody, hey, what did you do yesterday? You tell them where you spent your day, your time, what you were doing, and during that time, you were living your life. So today's life hack, is extremely helpful, because I want to take a few minutes and give us some practical tools on how to spend our time. Because I don't want any person to ever finish their life and say, I don't know what I did with my life. My life just went by. I don't know what I did with my 20s. They're gone. I don't know what I did with my 30s or my 40s or my 50s. What we're saying is, I don't know what I did with my time. So when we manage our time, we are actually managing our life. And God wants us to live the fullest life and not to waste any of our time. Because when we waste time, we're wasting our life. So the question for all of us is, what is the best way to spend your time? In other words, what's the best way to spend your life and to have the greatest life ever? Now, these next few talking points, I'm going to put them on the screen. You may want to take a screenshot of them. There's quite a few points here. I heard this from Andy Stanley several years ago in the Margin series, and he wrote a book on margin, or the best question ever, and it blew me away about 20 years ago. And it changed my life. In other words, how I spent my time. It made me think, and it made me ponder about where I am spending my time and the deposits of time. So these points from Andy Stanley, write them down, think about them, and I'm going to give us some action steps at the very, very end on how to spend or stop spending our time in some areas. So want to say this, and this is a powerful principle. There is a cumulative value in investing small amounts of time over a long period of time. There's cumulative value in investing in small deposits of time over a long period of time. All of us know this to be true. In other words, you and I invest a small amount of time when we go into the gym every day, and small amounts of time over a long period of time helps us to get in shape. It's impossible to get in shape in the gym and just go in one time and say, okay, I went to the gym, now I'm in shape. No, there is a value, and it's a multiplication value. It's a cumulative value. It adds and it builds on itself when we invest small amounts of time over a long period of time, and that grows. In other words, when you invest a small amount of money in your savings over a long period of time, there's a cumulative value, easy for me to say, over a long period of time, that then we gain a big value at the end. The same is also true for your relationships. Small deposits of time with your kids over a long period of time gives you a huge bucket of value of relationship with your kids. So this is a principle of our time. Knowing where to have small deposits of time over a long period of time, there is a value at the end of time. Now here's the second principle. Neglect has a cumulative effect as well. In other words, if you don't spend your time with your wife, your husband, or your kids, or at work, or the people in your life, and you neglect them over a long period of time, there is a negative effect on them. And so by not depositing any time in the things that are the most important in life will make a negative impact in your life. As it works positively, it is also true negatively. And then the third principle is there are rarely immediate consequences for neglecting single installments of time in any particular area of your life. In other words, this is the reason why you and I skip the gym. We think, hey, it's rainy, it's kind of cold, I don't feel like going out, and you miss going and working out. Your body doesn't keep score. It doesn't know. But we know that there is rarely any negative consequences by missing or neglecting the single installments of your time. In other words, if you neglect putting payments in your savings account 1 week or 1 month, it doesn't make an impact. Or in 1 year, you forget to put any installments in your savings account. But if you neglect it over a long period of time, it has an impact. But there is rarely a negative impact or immediate consequences when you miss that installment. You don't feel like you miss it. You don't feel like you needed it. There are no consequences during that moment. The next principle is there is no cumulative value in the urgent things we allow to interfere with what's most important. In other words, the urgent things often take priority, don't they, over the most important things. And there's no cumulative value in the urgent things. When we take care of the urgent things, we're like busy, and our culture is that way, isn't it? We're busy, and we're moving, and stay busy, and we're on our phones, and go to work, rush the kids to soccer, rush the kids to piano lessons, go, 24/7, urgent. And then you ask people, hey, what did you do yesterday? I can't remember. I have no idea what I did yesterday. It was a busy day. Everything was really urgent, but I have no idea what I did. The urgent things, when they take priority, there's a negative interference with our lives and the value of where we're spending our time. And here's the problem with the urgent. The urgent taking precedent over the important. I remember as a young dad and having 3 kids and 2 in diapers and 1 screaming all the time and wanting attention. And I was always busy, always running around, and I was urgent, busy. And I remember I had to stop and think, the urgent things I'm doing, I am not going to remember them 1 week from today, a month from today, a year from today. I'm neglecting the most important thing, that is depositing positive time and investment in my children, the most important things. The urgent always has a tendency to overtake our lives and the things that it keeps us from doing what's the most important. And the next one is, there are critical arenas in our life you cannot make up for lost time. If we don't make these deposits of time in the areas that are the most important areas of our lives, in some areas of our lives, we cannot make up for lost time. In other words, I cannot make up for the lost time not spent with my kids when they were a certain age, when they were babies or in preschool or elementary school. I can't go back and take back that time. I cannot go back and in my retirement years say, okay, now it's time to start saving. I'm retiring next week. I hate to tell you this, but it's too late. You're not going to be able to get enough retirement money when you are in retirement if you have not made deposits of time. A lot of families try this. Husbands work, and they tell their wives, honey, I'll take you on vacation, and in 2 years from today, I'll take you on a week-long vacation, and you neglect your wife, or wives, you neglect your husband, you work, you're never at home, you come home late, you leave early, you don't invest any time in her or him or the kids. And a lot of families and a lot of men try to make up time that they did not spend with their family. All of the nights that they missed not being at home, eating dinner with their families, and then in 1 week vacation, They try to eat all day long and do everything they can, thinking that those 7 days in Cabo are going to be able to make up for 2 years or an entire season of life that they missed. In some areas in your lives, and it's painful, but it's true, you will not be able to make up lost time. So, what do? What's the life hack? What's the principle here? What can we apply to our life so we can be wise with our time? Because wise people connect the dots. They know the decisions they make today will someday become their past that will impact their future. Long time ago, there's a guy by the name of Paul, the Apostle Paul, and he wrote some letters to churches, and a lot like this church here, Malibu Pacific Church. And the Apostle Paul planted a lot of churches and wrote these letters to help these people figure out some life hacks so that they can do life better, so that they can get along with each other, so that they can love one another and love God and enjoy life and figure this life thing out. And so Paul wrote these letters, and one of them was called Ephesians, and it's a great book. There's 6 chapters. The first 3 are a lot of theory and idea, theology, and then the last 3 chapters are all practical. Okay, this is how you put it into practice. This is how you do it. Here are the life hacks. And in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15 and 16, he said this, "Be very, very careful then." Don't miss this. How you live. Be intentional with your life. Not as unwise. In other words, remember from our series, we've been saying this. Wise people connect the dots. All of life is connected. Every relationship is connected with another relationship. Every decision they make is connected to another decision they make. Everything is connected. Where they invest their money is connected to their future. Where they spend their time. Everything is cumulative, is connected with each other, and it builds on each other. Not as unwise, but be wise. Be wise. In other words, be teachable. Listen. Wise people know what they don't know, and they look for people and ask them to help them, people who know. So that's what a wise person is. And wise people making the most of every, and this is what they do, every opportunity because the days are evil. People want to steal your time. In other words, when somebody steals your time, they're stealing your life. And he's saying, be careful. People want to take your time. People want to take your life from you, your energy, your direction. Be wise. Be somebody who is making the most of every opportunity. What he means by opportunity here is, the literal translation is like squeeze every moment. Kind of like this rag that's filled with potential and it's got a lot of water in it and making everything wet. But he's saying like a rag, there's tons of potential or water in it. And he's saying make the most of every opportunity. Literally translated, squeeze every opportunity. Every last drop of every minute of the day that you have. Squeeze it. Don't waste your time. Squeeze every moment. Take every opportunity. Squeeze everything out of that time and out of that moment, out of the life that's been given to you. Take every opportunity because the days are evil. So, for a few moments right now, I want to leave you with some action steps and ask you one question in these areas of your life. What do you need to start or stop doing in your life? I'm just going to take a moment and pause. Think about what do you need to start doing in your life? A small deposit in your physical life. Exercise. Eating better, sleeping better, whatever it is physically. What do you need to start doing? And for some of you, what do you need to stop doing because it's stealing your life? What do you need to start doing or stop doing relationally? Where do you need to start putting deposits in the most important people in your life? Who is it that you've been neglecting? Who is it that you haven't been spending time with? Who is it that's the most important people in your life and you haven't been home for dinner in weeks? You haven't taken your wife out on a date night and who knows how long. And wives, you've been so busy with the little kids, you haven't paid any attention to your husbands or your roommates or your friends. Relationally, where is it that's draining you? What people are draining you? Who in your life do you need to stop spending time with? Who in your life, or what do you need to do to start or stop professionally in your own professional life? That you start to work in some area and work on a skill and a small deposit in learning a new skill in your area. Or stop doing where you're wasting your time professionally. And lastly, what do you need to do or to start or stop doing spiritually? There is no greater deposit of time that you can make by spending some time with God in the morning or the midday or afternoon or evening, reading His Word, praying, taking your watch off and be still before God. That small deposit of time with God, you can't make that up after 20 years, but 20 years of spending time with God and learning one principle. If you and I opened up the Bible and took away one principle to apply for one day, at the end of the year, 365 days, we would have 365 deposits in our lives. What do you need to start doing? What do you need to stop doing where you're spending your time? This is between you and God. But I promise you, if you start making small deposits of time in the most important areas of your life, there is a fruit on that tree that will bless you and the people around you. You can put your watches back on. Time's up. Nice talking to you, and we'll see you next week. God bless.
We hope you found that message from Pastor Andy helpful, and if you did, go ahead and share it with a friend. We hope that you'll like or subscribe or share it so that other people can have these life hacks too.
And if you are wanting to take a next step, keep checking out these sermons or look at other previous or past sermons, and then go to our website. We have a lot of next steps for you. Join a group, take an opportunity to serve, or wherever God is leading you. We hope you'll take that next step.
See you soon.
Bye.